Hey, I wanted to try to squeeze in a quick vlog. I know I said I wanted to try to vlog more often, but Trey's supposed acid reflux is kicking our little butts. Um, I wanted to know if any of your babies have it or had it. Like, what symptoms did they have, and how long did it last, and what little tricks and stuff worked? Because Trey's gonna be 9 months next week, and I feel like it's been every few months the pediatrician just says, oh, this milestone, you make it to this, and usually gets better. And it was like, okay, if it's colic at 3 months, that's what we heard. Once he eats solids at 6 months, then it will thicken it and it won't be as bad. He doesn't spit up that much anymore, but because he's learned how to swallow it, so I'll hear him swallow it, like it comes up and he swallows. Um, but he still is in like a lot of pain and is always uncomfortable, like when he eats. And it doesn't matter if it's nursing a bottle, and I've tried different types of bottles. If I'm spoon feeding him, if he's hand feeding himself, it doesn't matter. He still swallows a bunch of air, and then he screams like somebody's hurting him until he burps. And he doesn't burp on his own most of the time. He needs me to still burp him. And I thought that was like something at like around 6 months, 6 months or whenever they sit up on their own, that they learn how to do it themselves. But so it kind of makes me wonder is if there's something else going on. Either I talked to his pediatrician about a week ago. We had to go back in to up his medicine or change the dosage and the type of medicine. But I didn't know if it was maybe we talked about it could be an allergy that has irritated his esophagus, like the lower end of it. So every time he eats the acid from his stomach, it burns, where it's irritated. There's a name for it, but I don't remember. I can't even read his writing, because typical doctor, I can't read his writing. But it's something that I'm going to get him checked out for. So I scheduled an appointment for next week. The same day he has his 9-month checkup, he's going to go to the GI doctor. And I'm requesting to see a different GI doctor because I wasn't happy with the original one. He just was very dismissive and kind of wanted me to lower the medicine on him when it was like, oh, he's too high of medicine. I'm like, you don't understand. If he's not on a high dose, he is screaming like literally 16 hours a day in pain, and I'm not going to put him through that. And no baby or infant should have to go through that. And plus, I mean, let's be honest, it's hard on the parents as well. We do live in a condo. We don't live in a single family home. So it's embarrassing too. Your neighbors are going to think you're like torturing your child or ignoring them or something. And we're not like that. We pick them up. We're running around the house like chickens with their head cut off, like we're trying to hold him, bounce him. I try to nurse him. He throws himself backwards. And he's very strong for such a little guy. And the types of medicine he's been on, let's see, in the beginning it was Zantac once a day. Then it was, every 2 weeks I had to bring him in because he would outgrow the dose. And then after the Zantac for a few months, at 4 weeks I cut out dairy to see if, from nursing, if that would help him. And I did see a difference. If I slipped up and had butter or Parmesan, like just the smallest amount, he would be, throwing up more and in a lot of pain for the next few days. So I didn't know if that's a lactose intolerance thing or if that's an allergy related thing, like a milk allergy. But I've introduced it back into his diet and he still has issues. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that's the one thing I want the GI doctor to do. I'm going to demand for him to get allergy tested. I want to know because I found out my cousin had a milk allergy. So, and I don't know if they were using the word allergy because they didn't know there's a difference between intolerance and allergy, like a lactose intolerance, is that you don't have enough of the enzymes to break down the sugar, the lactose that's in milk. And an allergy is your body can't handle it and is having allergic reaction to it. and that can cause the inflammation and the irritation and everything, which is very, it's bad. You don't either one is going to be uncomfortable, but I want him checked for that. My husband does have an egg allergy, so I know there's a higher percentage of Trey having food allergies. So I want him tested for eggs and all the the common ones that they can have allergies to. So if that doctor won't do it, then I'm gonna look for an allergist. I believe is the type of doctor. I think I saw the option for that. I'm gonna see if they'll do it, and if not, I'll see if his pediatrician will do it. And I don't even know, and please tell me down below or message me or something if you know anything about this. I don't even know how they do allergy testing. Is it a blood test? Somebody told me it's some kind of sticker thing they put on their stomach that has a bunch of small needles, and I don't know if they're injecting with a tiny amount of that food item, and then if they get a bump or a red mark or something, is that a reaction to it? I don't know. But someone else told me that they don't even think they do allergy testing anymore. So I don't know if they mean a standard thing, they don't do it. They don't do it on every baby. It's kind of trial and error. That's why when you introduce the solids, you're supposed to do one thing at a time. But I'm not gonna lie, I did do that in the beginning, but there's so many food items that you just hey, I want him to try this, so I'll give it to him. So I don't know if that's causing it. I doubt it, because it's been 9 months of whatever is going on, but he screams in pain and is uncomfortable a lot of the times. So, and the GI doctor suggested giving him solids at 5 months to try to quicken him, the relief for him. So I did give him rice cereal. I tried banana. I tried just the soft pureed baby foods, spoon feeding him. And one thing I've noticed with this whole motherhood thing is you can think you want to do one thing and be set. This is how I'm gonna feed my child. This is how I'm only gonna breastfeed. I'm only gonna let him do baby-led weaning and hand feed himself. Well, for my situation, I guess, with my baby, that wasn't possible. He didn't have teeth. He choked anytime I tried to give him tiny little pieces of solid food. So I just went with it and, spoon fed him for a while. And I've been introducing more and more solid foods to him to hand feed himself. So we're almost at a point that majority of things he eats now is he hand feeds himself, which I'm going to try to do another video that will kind of give a breakdown of what types of foods that I do give him and what works and what I've found he loves, but I'll try to do that in another video because this is already over 8 minutes. But my question is, again, is anyone know what it could be? Is there any other thing that I could ask the GI specialist to check for? Is there any blood tests, any type of scanning done? He's had an x-ray done, but there wasn't any contrast or anything like that, but they were checking to see if he had, I believe, a hernia, or if is it pyloric? Something pyloric. I don't remember what it was, but I believe it was to check if his stomach is going into the intestine or something like that. It's starting to go into the intestine, and that can cause a lot of pain. So I believe they checked for that. They did an ultrasound on him as well to check for that. And everything, came back normal, was what they could see. They said there was a little bit of constipation, and some air above it, but there wasn't anything on the testing they did that they could find. I don't know what other testing, I do formula feed him as well. I supplement him. I did everything I could to get my supply up. I tried fenugreek, I tried oatmeal, I tried lots of fluids. I even called my OB and asked if there's any medications I can take, because I have PCOS. If there's any medications that I can take safe, that's safe to breastfeed. that will increase my supply, and they didn't know of anything. And I know I'm forgetting other things, but I increased my calorie intake. I couldn't get my supply. I pumped literally. I contacted 2 different lactation consultants. They told me to pump after, like, pick 2 times a day that I would be consistent, and pump for 15 minutes on each side after he nursed, even if nothing was coming out. And I tried that. I even upped it, and I tried to do it like with every feeding, and that didn't work. Then I tried pumping only and not nursing him directly. I did that for a few months. Man, that was hard to keep up with it. And finally I said, forget it. He's hungry and this is before solids. He's hungry and I'm not producing enough. So I gave him, 2-3 ounces a day for quite a while, for majority of, his existence. But now, I believe I give him, and formula wise, he was on the Gerber Good Start, the orange one, and now he is on Enfamil AR for acid reflux, which just has a little bit of rice cereal in it to thicken it, because literally, like, anything that is not thickened a lot comes back up, and he screams in pain when he has it. So even with the baby foods, I had to thicken it because it would come back up, like, every time I would feed him. So then you have to worry about constipation because you're thickening everything. I try, like with oatmeal, I did a lot of oatmeal. And the doctor told me, the GI specialist told me that bananas can constipate, and the pea fruits can help them go if they're constipated, like peaches, pears, and prunes. And I found that prunes work the best. But now he's being kind of picky. In the beginning, he was fine with prunes and he ate it on up. But now it's I have to mix it with other foods, so it kind of dilutes the taste for him, because he's kind of like, ugh. But that works. And trying to give him water, he knows how to drink out of a straw now. I have the little, I believe it's the Playtex cup with the 2 handles on it. And in the beginning, when I was, I think at 4 months, I tried giving it to him. He had no clue what to do with it. He just kind of wanted to chew on it. But now he knows to suck through the straw and he'll get water. Excuse me. But again, the water is really, really thin, so it's hard for him to drink it because of the reflux. But I'm trying to think any other things. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. It's 13 minutes long. I really appreciate it for watching, and please let me know suggestions. I don't know what else to do besides what I told you. All right, thanks so much. Bye.